This is One-on-One. I'm about to introduce you to a real leader, someone who makes a difference every day in the lives of people who too often are forgotten. She is Kathleen DiChiara. Oh, DiChiara, after all that, Kathleen DiChiara.
Right.
Otherwise, sometimes people screw it up and say DiChiara, but we're going to correct them there. Wait till you hear what her maiden name is. President and CEO of the Community Foodbank of New Jersey. All right, Kathleen, let's get this out of the way. You have an Italian name, but your maiden name is?
McGinnis.
I could have done McGinnis.
It goes with the Kathleen.
Exactly. We've known each other for many, many years,
Yes.
and the Community Foodbank in New Jersey is just a beacon for so many years. 1975, you started. Do away with this myth. Did you start out of your car with food?
No, I did.
You come on.
No, I really did.
You're the largest community food bank in the state, but you started in 75 out of a car. Tell me how that happened.
Well, I was not planning to have a big operation. I was just trying to find people in my area who might be having a problem with not enough food.
Why?
So I gave my phone number out to the local hospital, the welfare department, houses of worship, anywhere that I thought they would be in contact with them. I live in Summit, and so there were some people who said to me, "You're new to Summit. We don't have hungry people here." We did then. We do now. And
more now.
Oh yes, more now everywhere.
Worse?
Yes. I mean, we just distributed this past year almost 40 million pounds of food and groceries, so much more than my car could ever hold, and yet it wasn't enough.
Put it in perspective. Just 5 years ago, where were we? Where are we now?
5 years ago, we were doing about 23 million pounds of food. I mean, we've had an almost 60% increase. And
60%?
Yes, in our distribution in a matter, it happened over a 3.5 year period. And still, we know there's people we're not reaching.
By the way, excuse me, Kathleen, let's put the Community Food Bank information up. If you want to know why we're doing this program, it's simple. We want to help them. We want to help them help the people that they serve, because they're a not-for-profit, which is why you see a .org. It is an organization that accepts contributions. They accept volunteers. One of the things Kathleen's going to talk about is we don't nearly do enough as a society and as individuals. You started this organization to provide food for those who were not getting the food they needed.
Right. Initially, it ended up being mainly seniors that I was hearing about.
Right.
A manager in a grocery store would call and be worried about someone. And seniors still are struggling in many ways, but we have so many little kids now being impacted. I think my whole way of looking at hunger has changed over the years.
How so?
I think it's more complex. It is not just a moral issue. And it's that. I mean, all of us have religious traditions that tell us we are obligated to help the poor and the hungry. But it's more than that. It's a social problem, but it is a health issue, and that costs us. It costs us as citizens, it costs us as taxpayers, and it costs our future when little children regularly aren't getting proper nutrition. They'll never reach their potential.
Do you have any sense, because you actually told our producers an interesting line, and you've said this publicly before, poverty is a complex problem, hunger is not as complex. Now, you just said hunger is complex, but why are you saying poverty is more complex than hunger? What do you mean by that?
Well, and I guess when I was saying hunger was complex, the reasons to respond is what I meant were more complex. It could be moral issue, it could be a social, it could be enlightened self-interest to have a better fed. But we also have religious traditions that say the poor will always have with us. And I'm saying, but why the hungry? Because
is there any excuse for the hungry?
There really isn't. I mean, it's shameful in a country like ours, in a wonderful country like ours, in a wonderful state, that we have little children going to bed hungry, coming home from school perhaps, and not eating very much over the weekend because in school they get a free and reduced lunch. It's not in our self-interest to let this happen.
Someone watching right now, say we got their attention, say you, not me, but you.
Yeah.
You got their attention and they're saying, wow, I know things are tough, but I heard the economy was turning around. I was hearing that more and more people are getting jobs. I know the numbers aren't great, but Kathleen has my attention. What can I do right now as your website comes up? What specifically can someone do other than say, oh, that's terrible. I wish, it's so bad. So I feel bad for those kids. That's not going to get it done.
No, it's not. And there's many entry points for people. Have a food drive at your house of worship or your neighborhood, your community. Do a fund drive. I mean, we have to pay for our utilities. We have to pay for our staff. We have to pay for operating a huge warehouse and our trucks. I mean, the gasoline price increase is just killing us with what diesel costs. So they can help on that level. How about
We're taking a look, by the way. We're taking a look at a picture. I don't think people realize. I think they think there's a pantry.
Yes.
You know, the Community Food Bank sounds kind of nice, very quaint. It's a huge. I mean, when I've been there, I'm blown away by how big it is.
It's 7 football fields under a roof. That's how big it is.
Lots of food. Got to keep the food refrigerated.
Yes, frozen.
Frozen, and you've got the trucks, the diesel costs.
Yes.
The staff. Not all volunteers.
We couldn't do it without volunteers. I mean, we do have a paid staff, but we have 26,000 volunteers a year that come actually into our building. If our cost of operation didn't include tens of thousands of volunteers, I mean, it'd be off the charts.
Could someone right now go onto the website? Because a lot of the corporate friends we have, I was just talking to Kevin Cummings, our good friend at Investors Bank, and he was saying that some of his folks just went and volunteered, and they also go down to St. John's, the soup kitchen as well, and Newark. And it's great that corporations do it, but what about an individual?
An individual can call us up. They'll be connected to our volunteer department. They could come in any day. We have volunteers at the food bank every day. They might come on a weekend. We have 2 different shifts on a weekend, and we're also open one Sunday a quarter. We do things like family days where people can come with younger children, and we've done things like having them help us rebag pasta from huge totes into family size. But the other thing, Steve, that I'd like to see some people get involved in is the issues that are involved in hunger. Right now we have a farm bill that will be coming up.
In the state legislature?
Well, on the federal level. Yes, the farm bill on the federal level that involves all of the nutrition programs, food stamps, child feeding programs. I'd like people to become better informed.
President and CEO of Community Foodbank in New Jersey, doing important work. Thank you, Kathleen. You're the best. Keep it up.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay, you're not going anywhere anytime soon. We need you.
Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Merck Company Foundation, JFK Medical Center, your hospital, your health, Health First New Jersey, and by St. Peter's College, education one student at a time. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and northjersey.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.